Welcome back. You're still watching this special coverage of Nigeria's governorship and state houses of assembly election. I'm Kichi Nana.
And I am Christian Nogodo. Thanks for staying with us.
All right, now we're crossing live to Bauchi State, where we have the incumbent governor, and also he has been re-elected, and we'll be speaking live with him right now. Good evening, Your Excellency. Thanks for joining us tonight. Just tell us, how are you feeling about the electoral process that took place in your state on Saturday?
Thank you very much for the opportunity for this interview and for having me. My feeling at the moment is that of fulfillment and deep sense of gratitude to God and to the people who really made a good choice by choosing me to go for the second term and reaffirming their confidence in me to continue with the work that I have started, and to also give me the opportunity to take what I have started to a conclusive end. So I'm very, very happy at the moment.
Very well, Your Excellency Bala Mohammed. Anybody will be happy, particularly when you look at the political atmosphere in Nigeria here. It's usually the winner takes all, and what a view, you know. Your next 4 years would be a period of consolidation. Your economic agenda, infrastructural development, and human capacity development, and the rest. Is it time for us to start seeing, maybe in the states, you know, a kind of government of unity, bringing the opposition to work with you? Are you thinking of that?
Well, I'm always having that notion of popular approach to governance. I know governance is collaboration, and nobody has
Yeah, go on. We can hear you. Go on.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, as I can say, that I definitely would want to see a situation where competitors come together and join us in this government that we want to consolidate what we have started, because the people of Bauchi have spoken in one voice that they appreciate what we have started in 2019. And so continuity is going to be the hallmark of our governance, but taking into consideration that we have a lot of diversity, and that diversity is a source of strength. And of course, those who competed with me are people of proven, they have been pedigree, they have worked before, like me in the federal system. They should be able to come with something on board so that we'll be able to come together, collaborate, and take Bauchi to the next level. But I want to say this because I have opened up the victory to be a victory for Bauchi and the people of Bauchi, but certainly I will not be there to tolerate a situation where we engage in blame game and accusations and counter-accusations and manifestation of mediocrity, which is just what I'm beginning to see at the moment. But certainly I said, if I have done anything at the time we are campaigning and electioneering, I am asking for forgiveness, and I have forgiven everybody who contested with me because they have the right to contest. But certainly we should overlook some of our own shortcomings and limitations so that we'll be able to come together and build a new Bauchi where we will leave legacies and landmarks, and also deepen the leadership recruitment that you have spoken in terms of the human capital that we would need to build infrastructure and services and a new bureaucracy, not about our personal interests, which I believe by now all of us are just opportune to be where we are. Otherwise, we have benefited so much from the Nigerian nation, especially from our micro-constituency of Bauchi State.
Well, it must have been a bitterly fought elections with your opponent, be a former military chief, the chief of the air staff, Sadiq Abubakar. Has he extended, you know, has he congratulated you, and have you extended, you know, the olive branch to him?
I have extended the olive branch, and he is my younger brother. We went to the same school. And of course, I know him very well, but certainly I heard that he has not accepted the result. And if he has not, it is his own right not to, but certainly, as for me, I'm still extending the olive leaf. He should come and work with us and forget what happened in the contest, because I think most people have chosen to go with me. And I may not be the best, but certainly collectively we will take excellence to a certain level. But the over-militarization of the process is what is the problem, and the expectations. And of course, people definitely, especially the Air Marshal, underrated me for no reason. And of course, the gang up that went in the build-up of the election with some leaders who believe they are the teen gods, those who feel they can make Omar, but they have been demystified and demeaned by the power of God, because it is not me. They believe that they thought I was a neophyte, I was an upstart, but they are really mistaken, because I always like being underrated, and that is why I spring surprises in a manner that we won. But even at victory, I'm magnanimous. Even at victory, I have that humility. Even at victory, I knew that I have limitations. So it is now time for governance, and I'm still extending the only leaders should come and work with us, forget about their ego and their own acrimony or whatever that might have informed their decision to feel very highly of themselves.
Yes, Your Excellency, it's definitely time for governance. Earlier you said now that the elections are over, it's time to face serious government business. What should the Bauchi people be expecting from this next 4 years from you? What sort of improvement, how much more improvement should they be expecting from your governance in the next 4 years?
Thank you, my sister. I think my re-election is an affirmation of what I have started. And so we should expect continuity, because there are roads we have started, hospitals we have started, schools that we have started. You know, my state is reputed to have the highest number of out-of-school children. In 2019 was about 1.7 million. And now we have built over 5,000 classes, reduced the speed of that obnoxious reality by taking away about 400 youth into classes, but we are still not there. We have to seek for intervention from multilateral organizations that helped us, like UNICEF, European Union, and of course the federal government and ourselves, to make sure our procurements are correct and we manage scarce resources to deploy into education, which is the basis of building the robust bureaucracy of human capital. In health, we declared emergency. We were able to build 1,100 clinics within 4 years, and of course, we don't have the human capital. We had only 50 doctors when I came. We recruited about 100, but still, in terms of doctor-patient ratio, we are not there. So we have a lot of work to do. We have just started the work of Bauchi renewal, because everything was very, very bad. In terms of road, most of our local governments and agricultural areas had no access, so we opened up, and we have signed up with the United Nations under the RAM project, where we open agricultural areas and improve livelihood generally. And so we have a lot of procurement to do, a lot of work to do, but we should be able to manage it in such a manner that at the end of the day, the outcome has positive effect on our economy, and we will not be too much dependent on the Federation account. We will raise our IGR by making sure that we carefully select areas of taxation so that we don't criminalize poverty of those informal sector operators like sellers of sugarcane, sellers of drivers of keke napep. But we must find ways and means of improving our IGR, especially now that we are going into be part of the oil and gas states of Nigeria. So definitely we have to work very hard to liberate on that, build a skill acquisition center that our youth will be able to become useful and benefit from all this. What I need from our contestants, because they are highly exposed, is to come and work with me, because we in PDP, we have a lot of experience, a lot of pedigree. We have done it before as a government at the federal level and at a state level. So we'll be able to provide the level field where we are going to connect on bipartisan basis. That has always been the characteristic of Bauchi people, to be able to champion the cause of unison, unity, and of course carrying people together so that we can have leave legacies and landmarks for our people to build on in the next generation.
Yes, indeed, Governor Bala Mohammed. There is one landmark that's, been in the doldrums for decades now. In the First Republic, it was the cynosure of all economic eyes, the Bauchi meat factory, which used to, do I say export meat from Bauchi to Lagos and the Western region and probably overseas by rail. What is your government doing, to revive that factory because of its great economic viability?
This is one of the biggest abattoirs in the country with a very robust supply chain from here to Port Harcourt to Lagos with the cold stores and what have you. And we are trying to privatize it in such a manner that we are not going to be gullible to speculators. Already we are getting a lot of interest from the international community because we want to not only sell the facility or privatize the facility, we want to make sure we are part of the revival of that facility so that it can produce a lot of protein for not only Nigeria but for the outside world, where we will be part of the livestock program of the federal government, where we will provide areas of ranches and what have you, and so the animals will be available. And the animal has a lot of things in terms of value chain, the blood, the horn, the bones, and the meat. So we want to do so much, and we don't want to do the kind of privatization that was done before, where after privatization, all the assets around the privatized facility are stripped off, and then it does not grow. And so we are very careful. Not only that, we have the steer that is already bought, and we want to make sure we repurchase and reposition it for production of vehicles, mostly agricultural vehicles. And we want to also make Bauchi an agrarian state so that at least we will mop up all these young people that will require minimal skill to be able to become millionaires in the next few years. And of course, they will take their eyes off the red-collar government job that has always been our problem. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. This wheel has been invented in the tiger economies, and some of us are highly exposed. We have worked elsewhere. I was in Abuja. I worked in the federal government, and I know some of the intervention or some of the frameworks that have been developed by other economies, and we want to make sure we do that here in Bauchi by the grace of God.
All right. You still have some political issues to contend with, and hopefully maybe this your second term in office will help you to straighten, reconcile yourselves with the people. One notable or some notable ones I will mention, like the Bala Kerfi, who was recently deposed by you as the Wazirim of Bauchi, and even fired his children from your government and the rest, and your spats again with Yakubu Dogara, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, that you were once political allies, but now you are daggers drawn. Are you going to use your next 4 years as one of reconciliation of the people of Bauchi and you?
Definitely, my brother, this is the time for reconciliation because leadership is a responsibility. I don't have any malice or enmity against these people. They have taken themselves to the crucifix where they walk towards self-annihilation politically. And of course, to me as a leader now, by design of God, I'm their leader whether they are 100 years old in this world. So I will be able to redeem them from their own vagaries, from their arrogance, from their feelings that they make or they are make. They make statements that are not good, that are ungodly, that they made me and they will make me, and God has proven them wrong. So I must have modesty and humility to go back to them to to really recount their steps, because this is not very good. But certainly I don't have any malice against them, but I am not going to be their own protege. I'm not going to follow them with my hand behind, asking them to follow me. With or without them, we are going to take Bauchi to the next level, because we have enough people, but I have so much respect for them. In my own life, if you don't like me, I don't have to fight you back, because it takes two to fight. I will just walk away. I think I'm walking away.
All right, Governor Bala Mohammed, the re-elected governor of Bauchi State, thanks very much. You've shown great magnanimity in your submissions, and the people of Bauchi would hope that you put it into action and reality. Thanks for speaking to us on this special coverage of the governorship and state houses of assembly elections.